I'm going to teach you how to stop ChatGPT from sounding like ChatGPT in less than 20 minutes. This, well, this is going to transform how you interact with the tool and massively improve how people respond to your content. You may have noticed that ChatGPT uses tons of unnatural words like hurdles, bustling, harnessing, unveiling the power, realm, depicted, demystify, insurmountable, ponder, and that old favorite, digital landscape. These words are massive clues that you let ChatGPT write the content and you didn't read it. Even if you're getting away with it now, eventually people are going to learn to look for these clues and they will judge you harshly. I do not want that for you. There are three phrases that you are going to add to your prompts that will change everything. And I see that we have a lot of people, and I appreciate all the activity in the chat. I'll do my best to answer you guys at the very end. I will respond to everyone, even comments left on the replays. Now, in the past year, I've trained over 500 experts to become entrepreneurs with ChatGPT and wrote that bestseller, ChatGPT Profits. Before we get to that, here are the three prompts that will change how you prompt forever. No yapping, no fluff, and limit prose. When combined, these three phrases form a guardrail around ChatGPT's language and will stop it from sounding like a 16th century philosopher and force it to sound just a little bit more human. And speaking of prompts, allow me to give you my bestseller, ChatGPT Profits, for free. It's full of my best prompts, and all you have to do is scan the QR code right over my shoulder, and I'll send you a copy lickety split. You'll also get a free ticket to my longer advanced workshop where I accelerate your learning tenfold. Just throw the word profits in the chat if you want your free copy. I always want to reward those who participate, and I promise that this training is going to be epic. If you've already got a copy, that's awesome. Make sure you're following me on LinkedIn and subscribe to my newsletter because I release new content nearly every day that is absolutely cutting edge. Now, let's get into it with phrase number one, no yapping. When I was a kid, my mom used to tell me to stop yapping all the time. This is when you're using a lot of words, but you're not saying anything. Little kids do this all the time. They take 2 hours to tell a 1 minute story. My kids are like this, and I was certainly like this too. Instead of waiting for ChatGPT to go off track, we can derail its desire to fill our window with meaningless drivel by adding no yapping to our prompts. Here is how ChatGPT interprets this command. When you add the phrase no yapping to a prompt, it signals to me that you're looking for a response that is more direct, concise, and perhaps less detailed or speculative. You're likely asking for information or an answer that cuts straight to the point without unnecessary elaboration or tangential information. So when I see that phrase in a prompt, I'll adjust my responses accordingly to be more straightforward and focused on delivering exactly what you're asking for, avoiding any extra detail that might not be directly relevant to your question. That's exactly the content I'm looking to remove. When I watch a Monday night football game, I love the color commentary. When I'm writing a blog post, not so much. This creates the first guide rail around ChatGPT's responses and forces it to stay relevant and not meander. Just take me to the airport, and I don't want the scenic route. I've got a flight to catch. I like to be direct, and I want the same from ChatGPT. So I want to be direct with you. When you grab your free copy of my bestseller, ChatGPT Profits, I'll send you a secret invite to my more advanced training where you can see this new prompt structure in action. I get even deeper into my process. And yes, I'm rebuilding my entire program around this new structure to make your life even easier. Just scan that QR code and tell me where to send the book. And let me know you've done it by putting the word profits in the chat. If you don't know how to scan the QR code, don't worry. I'll send you the direct link and a reply to your comment. I've got you covered either way. Now let's get to phrase number two, no fluff. Sometimes we pad a story to make it more interesting. This is a mistake I work with a lot of writers to overcome. Show me, don't tell me. Instead of a long voiceover at the start of the movie, show me the world and let me figure it out visually. This is all about creating a sense of immediacy in writing in the present tense, even when you're writing about the past. This creates a barrier around ChatGPT's responses and forces it to stay on task. The words that I don't like, They're the ones that reveal ChatGPT is an AI, and they get reused all the time. That's how I know they're fluff. They aren't specific to my task. Here is how ChatGPT interprets the no fluff command. Adding no fluff to a prompt indicates a preference for answers that are direct, to the point, and devoid of any unnecessary details or embellishments. It means you're looking for a response that gets straight to the heart of the matter without extra explanations, background information, or any form of elaboration that doesn't directly contribute to answering the question at hand. When I see no fluff in a prompt, I'll tailor my responses to be concise and focused strictly on the essential information you need, ensuring that every sentence is meaningful and directly relevant to your query. Man, I like everything ChatGPT is saying there. I spend so much of my time editing the fluff out of its responses before I can use them. I want to save as much time as possible, and this is going to save me a lot. I hope you're excited to see how much ChatGPT's responses improve when you remove the fluff. And speaking of things without fluff, you can get my bestseller ChatGPT Profits absolutely free when you put the word profit in the comments right below this video. What are you waiting for? And if you're not following me, you need to be. I've got a lot more awesomeness to show you. Now let's get to phrase number 3, limit prose. I'm pretty sure that most of you have either received or written some bad poetry. I know I certainly wrote some in high school. Fortunately, I'm old enough that my bad poetry was delivered in a physical letter, not digitally. I did find the girl online a few years ago to see if she still had the letter. I wanted to put it into one of my books, but alas, she chose to ignore my request. See, that's some bad prose. I need to cut that out. This one can be a little tricky because if you ask ChatGPT what prose means, it will tell you the word prose refers to written or spoken language in this ordinary form without the structured meter or rhyme found in poetry. Prose is used to express ideas, stories, and concepts in a straightforward and direct manner, encompassing a wide range of forms such as novels, essays, articles, and more. Essentially, it's the way we usually write and speak in everyday communication, characterized by complete sentences organized into paragraphs. Oh, ChatGPT, that's a red herring. Prose is fancy talk. Because here's how ChatGPT interprets the command limit prose. Adding limit prose to a prompt signals a desire for a response that minimizes ordinary extended narrative or descriptive language. It means that you're looking for a reply that's perhaps more concise, focused, and to the point than a typical prose response might be. The aim is to provide the necessary information or answer your question without the usual elaboration, narrative structure, or detailed explanations that characterize prose. All focus on delivering the core information in a clear, efficient manner. Do you see how ChatGPT tried to create a little loophole? I'm not using fluff or yapping. I'm using prose, and prose is just ordinary conversation. Nice try, ChatGPT. Prose is more like poetry that doesn't rhyme. I still don't want it in there. Adding this third fence around ChatGPT will reinforce our other limiting language and force ChatGPT to talk like a normal person. Recently, I posted a video diving into Stability AI's new text to song tool, Stability Audio. I asked ChatGPT to turn the transcript of that video into a blog post. Here's the first paragraph without these 3 guardrails. The world of AI music generation is rapidly evolving, with platforms like Stability AI and Suno leading the charge. Stability AI has recently launched version 2 of their music generation platform, positioning itself as a commercially viable option for AI generated music. This development comes at a time when text to song platforms are making significant strides, with Suno, the market leader, releasing its 3rd version. Okay, here's the same intro with no fluff, no yapping, and limited prose. AI music generation has taken a significant leap forward with the recent updates from 2 major platforms, Stability AI and Suno. Stability AI has launched version 2 of its music generation platform, marking itself as the first commercially viable AI music generator. Meanwhile, Suno has updated to version 3, continuing to lead the market with its innovative audio tracks. Do you see how much better that is? Finally gets to the point, and it really is that simple. When you add these 3 guardrails to your prompts, you're going to be amazed. If you want a whole list of great prompts to try, well, they're all in my book, ChatGPT Profits, the bestseller that you can get for free just by leaving the word profits in the comments below, or you can scan the QR code. The purpose of this video is not to make learning ChatGPT scarier, but to make it easier. My goal is to give you the biggest results from the smallest prompts possible. You need to go from listening to me to taking action. An okay decision now is way better than the perfect decision too late, because there's an unfortunate fact. Each day you wait, you get a little further behind. AI is progressing too fast with new updates every single week. It's going to become an essential skill, as essential as using email or Googling. Whether you want to start your own business, get a raise, or just protect your job, you need to take action because A, you're going to be at higher risk of being fired in 2024 if you don't learn AI skills, because data is coming out that employees that do are more productive. The one employee who knows how the printer works or how to reset the fax machine or update the website is bulletproof. They have an additional essential skill that nobody else in the office has. They are in a strong position, and you can be in that same position using AI. And B, you're going to be at a massive disadvantage if you're a business owner that does not learn AI skills, because data has come out that those that do are getting ahead in terms of productivity. The first step is to grab my book, ChatGPT Profits. This is the instruction manual that we all wish ChatGPT came with. I'll send it to you as soon as you write the word profits in the comments right below this video. 7 letters is all I'm charging for the book. Just type them, hit enter, and change your destiny. Thank you guys so much for lasting to the end. I do see we have some questions, so I'm going to answer those right now. Here's question number 1. Can you explain the 3 phrases again from Jerry? Sure. No yapping, no fluff, and limit prose. They all sound like they do the same thing, but it's not really true. We need all 3 of them in there. You can test using 1, 2, or 3, but when you have all 3 together, you get the best results. This is really a simpler way of saying, don't talk like a fancy pants. That's really what we're trying to get ChatGPT to do, is stop talking fancy. Toby asked a great question. Can it give ChatGPT a list of the words that I don't like? And the answer is yes, you absolutely can. This is a method that some other people are using, and it's brilliant. Here's why I don't like it. It's a lot of work. I tested this method before teaching this lesson, and the first problem is that you have to constantly update the list. And that means words are going to slip through the cracks. Let's say ChatGPT starts using a new fancy pants words today. I have to see that new word multiple times before I notice it. So I might not notice it for 1 or 2 weeks. That means I have 2 weeks of content with a word that I don't want in there. So it relies on me to constantly notice and detect new AI words. That's hard. That's a lot of pressure, and I'm going to make mistakes. That means a lot of things are going to slip through the cracks, that I'll have an okay solution, but never a perfect solution. The second problem is that ChatGPT will ask me to give alternatives when I provide that list. It will say, okay, what type of alternative phrasing do you want to use? What do you want me to say instead? Now I'm doing all of the work. I already have to do that when I re-edit the articles. That's not the rabbit hole I want to go down. I don't like making lists, because then I have to create a really long prompt and copy and paste. And if I lose the list, I have to start over. That's why I don't like that method. It can work, and there's nothing wrong with it if that's what you prefer. This method is just a lot easier. You only have to remember 6 words instead of hundreds. Anton asked, do you teach other courses or programs? I do. I teach 3 programs, and I'm working on a 4th one. I teach AI Freedom, Fraction AIO, Cyber Staffing Agency, and I'm building a new program called Future Proof Resume to help people who want to protect their jobs, to learn the AI skills they need to protect their jobs and be the dominant AI person in the office without becoming an entrepreneur, which I totally understand. I'm really trying to meet those needs. You can find out everything after you read my book and get a sense for what I know and how I teach, and come to my workshop. You'll see all the things I do absolutely free. I want to give you as much content as possible before you make any buying decisions. I just want you to enjoy my free content. Please make sure you follow me. If you missed last week's live stream, I encourage you to watch the replay. I shared the most powerful prompt in my arsenal, and I'm using it to build an entirely new version of my program, AI Freedom. Every day I post new videos and newsletters. These are filled with easy to digest and implementable content to get you through the week. AI doesn't have to be hard or scary. I will be live again next week, so make sure you follow me to get that notification. Thank you so much for lasting all the way to the end. I don't want you to miss anything. Hit those buttons, and I will see you next week.